Oh, well, here's anyway, as you can see, it's a taping job, and you want to learn how to tape. Now, just to give you an idea, I've been at it for 40 years this year, and it's been a long haul. It's a hard job, and I've had to fix a lot of jobs up, and this isn't any different than any other ones that I've been a part of, because it's important to make sure the screws are in properly. Now, if you're new, you just go around. Well, someone will tell you, well, you should have some mud on your knife, but I'm just trying to show you to check. And you use a 4-inch putty knife here. That's going to show. So, just a couple turns is the difference on that. And there's another one. Hear that? You see? You don't want to drill it in too far. As you see, the paper is broke on the top but not on the bottom, so it will hold. There's another one. You see, the biggest mistake people make with drywalling is, well, in the walls you don't need that many screws. Ceilings, you need 3. And listen, sometimes it's an optical delusion. And that was a delusion. That right there needs to be filled. That will create bubbles if you got ripped paper, but it isn't broke. So as you can see, whoever drywalled it did the best they knew how, and I gotta hand it to them. But that's going to add more time to the job. And corner bead, that should be put on flat, and one way I show it sat like this. I don't know if you can see the light through it. Then go to the other side, light through it. I've used a 4-inch, but we will get to using the 12-inch, and that, see, they did a nice job there. And on this side, not too bad either. You can see that bit of a space there, and that allows you to ride this edge with your knife. But you start small like that, then you go bigger, and then a little bit bigger if you want. But you don't really have to go any farther out than this box, because as you can see, to do any more is just waste of material. Now here's you see, they didn't put 2 factory edges together, so that's going to give us a step. And they're sometimes hard to do because you squeeze too much mud out and it doesn't stick here. So you squeeze the mud into the joint so that the joint has mud coming out the other side. Then you put your tape on, which we'll get into another session, and wipe it out. And then you just touch it. And if it dimples just a little bit, you know you got mud behind there. Take that dimple out and let it dry. And as you see there. So there's a few places here and someone ripped, but a way to fix these things, to make sure that they don't come to be a long-term pain in the neck, the rips. I take weld bond glue, mix it with water, 50-50, and I paint that. And if I've taken wallpaper off a wall, and the wallpaper has ripped the drywall paper, the base paper, this stuff off, then I'll paint it with it, and as I'm going along, I'll squeeze it out and make sure the bubbles stay low. If they don't, I scrape them off. This way they don't show through when you put a finished coat on it, or when you mud it. And here's another one. They put butt joints up against the machined edge. In the bathroom, there's blue board, which is mold resistant, and then there's cement board. And they use cement board for when they do tile. And it takes any kind of saturated water, it doesn't break it down. So it's a lot stronger product. I recommend to use that in showers. And even if a bathtub, if you have your bathtub that's up about 17-18 inches, and then one sheet of this around, then you'll find that 40 years later, the only reason there's a problem is because you don't like the color of the tile and you're taking it off. But the concrete board will be perfect, and it's not that hard to use. You can cut it with a utility knife. And these corners here are 45s, and we have some flex bead for that. And you got to make sure that all the wiring, all the plumbing is done and tested before the drywall's on, and insulation. I want to make sure that's all right. There's another bulkhead where they run pipes or wiring through. And there's some 45 bead. It's got a steel bead in underneath and then paper on the outside. And as you can see, it's sitting on there pretty nice. Now I got another thing I like to show you, and that's, besides this, they could have taken this and moved it that way, because you can keep a void behind here in this corner, right? So you don't have this. But anyway, it is what it is. So they had no backer. No backer at all. Now that's an issue, isn't it? Anyway, there's no backer anywhere behind here. But the other thing, it's a closet. And it being a closet, it isn't that important, because the closest you get to seeing that corner is from this viewpoint. Very rarely, unless you're painting the closet, do you see that. So, and it doesn't really take away from putting your shelving up. So that works out pretty good. Oh, and pocket doors. What a space saver. See this? It's fairly solid, you see? And that's a pocket door. They've put a pocket door in. Now they've decided to drywall right up to it. And it'll be interesting to see how they finish that. But that's another segment. So, another thing I would like to show you is T-squares. These are a drywaller's best friend, next to measuring tape. T-square. 4 feet. 4 foot. Johnson square. Beautiful for keeping straight. You measure once, put this on, straight cut. That's that one. Then there's one of these. And it's, as you can see, just over 24 inches. And it's got all the holes you ever need. They're 1/8 increments or better. 1/16 inch increments. Anyway, you put your pencil in there, or your pencil in there, or your knife, depending what kind of knife you got, and you pull it down the sheet, and it rips it for you. It cuts one side of the sheet. Beautiful little setup here. And it's something you might want to add if you were to take this up as a profession. But if you're not going to do it as a profession, then just borrow it. Rent it. So I'm going to have to tell them they have to mix up a bunch of mud. Oh, that's it. Sheetrock 20. I use sheetrock.